Hi, welcome to the Urban Farmhouse. This is Business Mondays, and I am Renee Fisher with Vaco, and on behalf of myself and Craig Forbes, thank you for joining us today. We are fortunate to have Andy Edmunds here with the Virginia Film Office, and we're a little nervous because we're not used to having somebody from the film industry. So first off, Andy, thank you for being here today.
Well, don't be nervous. We have plenty of things to drink and soothe and take away the nervousness. I have some tea here. And first of all, can I say, Urban Farmhouse is such a cool place. I bring clients in here all the time. 2 Saturdays ago, I was in that table right over there with Doris Kearns Goodwin and Tony Kushner, screenwriter for Lincoln. And they love this place. They all stayed up at the Omni right up the hill. We walked down here to Urban Farmhouse and around the corner and all the great restaurants here in Richmond. And all filmmakers that come to Virginia and come to Richmond love to embrace the city and the culture. So we're just glad to be here at Urban Farmhouse.
Thank you. Thanks for coming today. One quick question is, do we have enough cameras for you?
I think you might need to add a few more. I want like a nose cam and everything else. Just keep, you know.
Right, that sounds good.
It is amazing though how small the technology has become. When I first started in the film business like 26 years ago, what we're doing today would take like a semi. Now you walk up here with a Prius and you unload the whole crew. It's not a problem.
Well, everybody, speaking of that, Virginia has had quite a bit of, I guess, discussions around all the great movies that are looking at Virginia, and from Lincoln to having the HBO series of John Adams in the past and many others. What is the draw to Virginia, and what are these people from the film industry looking for in coming to these people? These people, they're so far off. Just odd and different in Hollywood.
You know, Virginia, I like to say, is like America in miniature. You know, we have so many different looks, topography, architecture. We can really replicate almost any location here in Virginia. I like to say the only thing we probably can't do are like deserts, you know. But we might be able to achieve that in Virginia Beach. But really, especially for colonial era or historical type of projects, you know, that's kind of our wheelhouse, our strong suit, but that's not the only thing we do. But I've been fortunate that, you know, since I've been in the film office for 16 years, I've been involved in kind of the trifecta of Virginia history and colonial history too. I was able to work on The New World, which was Terrence Malick's film about Jamestown, starring Colin Farrell. And, you know, having been born and raised in Virginia, to tell that Jamestown story and go there and build the fort and the Indian village and all those amazing things, it was just an unbelievable opportunity and adventure to see that film come to life. And then move forward to the John Adams miniseries, and just to be able to be involved in that, replicating that moment in American history was just phenomenal. To use Colonial Williamsburg for the first time in a big way in a film. And there's so much gravitas attached to that movie. It was just an amazing opportunity. And then move forward to Lincoln. So that's the third one of the major trifecta there. Just the Lincoln experience was 9 years of my life. We started working on that in February of 2003, and it finally came to the screen in 2012. So it was a long journey to finally see that film come to life. It was just an amazing, and now to see it so well received and critically acclaimed and doing well at the box office, and it's just been a gift that just keeps on giving.
So Andy, tell me about what exactly is the role of the Virginia Film Office?
We are a clearinghouse of information, a marketing entity. We're part of Virginia Tourism Corporation, because in fact, when filmmakers come in, they bring a helicopter full of money into an area. And we like to call them super tourists with a payroll. Right? So our office is actually part of Virginia Tourism Corporation, because when a movie comes to an area, not only do they spend the money to make the movie, often a movie can have a huge ancillary benefit in tourism, such as Lincoln. Lincoln is a huge tourism opportunity to bring visitors here to visit the sites where Spielberg made the movie, and also to visit the actual sites where Lincoln walked and come walk in his footsteps.
Sure, it's competitive. It has to be.
It's so competitive now. It used to be about the art, right? It used to be about where's the best location. But now it's become this competitive situation with an incentive or a rebate. Every state, there are over 40 states that now have rebates and incentive programs. And so the first conversation used to be about art and locations. Now, when the phone rings, the first conversation is, what do you have?
What can you give me?
How much are you going to give me? As a matter of fact, the trade show we used to go to every year, and we still go, it's an international trade show with film commissions from around the world. And there are 300 film commissions. And the booths, you know, everyone had their little booths set up with pictures of their locations, their countries. There's a booth from Jordan, and a booth from Bosnia, and a booth from Kansas, and, you know, everywhere. And the booths used to have all these pictures, and now you walk around the trade show, it says 15%, 20%, 25%.
Wow. Yeah.
It's like a Walmart, flea market. It used to be about art, but anyway, the funny thing is, the producer told me one day that, hey, it's show biz, it's not show fun.
That's true.
And if they can
It's a
save
business.
20%, they're going to go where the savings are. So that's the game we're in now, is to be competitive with North Carolina, Georgia especially is a big competition. They're on for 30% rebate. New Orleans, huge competition. So
do you ever help on the other side of the film business? People that are wanting to produce a film and be a part of organizing that, do you help them find investors or lead them to the appropriate means to make that happen?
it really is, for the first money in from the main investors for a filmmaker, we're not really the source of it. We're the one to help them get access to doing something unique on the highway, or use the state capitol perhaps, or some other state or city-owned asset that we can help them and help them, add that production value to the screen. But the first investing money in, the first investor's money, that's always the hardest money to find. And we can't really be involved in that because of the risk factor that we would want to introduce someone to this risky business and have a failed investment would be a real problem. And so we don't want to, then we'd be in a libelous position perhaps.
Okay. No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so we can't really get involved. But at the end, through an incentive program, we can provide a tax credit or a rebate for the last money in to kind of bring it over the edge.
Well, Andy, thank you so much for joining us here today. It was a pleasure. And on behalf of myself and Vaco, Craig Forbes, and Alpha Omega, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.